Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today? It is cloudy-ish in LA today, but I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I see Haley Kapaz is already in the chat saying, I took a break from Effect House to watch more Effect House. I am truly honored, and I'm so glad that you guys are creating lots of projects. With me, I have an interactive engineer and a super creator, August.
Hey, Celine. Hey, everyone. How's it going?
As always, it's so nice to see you in office hours, August. Recently, we've been doing a lot of live events, and a lot of people had questions. And I would always tell them, hey, we have an awesome thing called office hours where our interactive engineer, August, comes out and answers questions. So I think everybody is super excited that this exists and that you're here. So, as always, thank you so much. Let's see. Damien says hello. Tasty Link says I can't find open mouth detector in the Windows version. We'll help you find that later. DevSev says hello. Nice to see you, DevSev. I've been seeing you a lot in our live streams. I'm so honored that you're here. We have a poll going on right now. What is your favorite new template? Recently, we've released a lot of new templates, and I feel like they should get a shout out of their own because they are so awesome. We have the new Magic 2D Windows slash Portal. This is a thing that kind of like transports you into a different place. I feel like a good example of this is when Florencia created her Stranger Things portal effect. That is so insane. You can actually like walk into it and like look around. Again, fantastic. The second kind is our new generative effects templates. So we have ones that give you a sad face or like make you really old. So those are the templates. The third one is using our user uploaded media, which is green screen TV. So you can, if you ever wanted to see yourself famous, you can see it now with the green screen TVs because you'll be on all of the green screen TV screens. And lastly, Randomizer 3D. This is one that I'm like actually super excited about because I know a lot of people use the Randomizer 2D. It's one of our most popular templates. But the 3D version of that, I saw the demo and you have like planets around and it goes around and it's like, whoa, this is so cool. So be sure to check out those templates if you haven't already. And we have a awesome new, brand new update, which is the 3.0 update. So, Carol, if you could go to my screen share. Also, behind the screen with us today is Carol, who is amazing and running our stream always. So, leave a hands five emoji, like the 555 emoji, to say hello to Carol. Hi, Lord. Nice to see you. Let's see. There are a lot of jam packed features. It's fantastic, this version. You can see that here we have a testing your effect performance prior to submitting it for review. This is one of the highly requested features. You guys are always like, hey, I want to know if my effect is going to pass QA testing. So I want to make sure that I want to be able to performance check before we actually submit the effect. So now next to the bar, we have a new thing called test performance, and it allows you to check if your effect frame rate is optimal for submission. So we can provide more guidance on this later. And the next feature is text. Text can now be produced and optimized directly inside of Effect House. So this is one of my favorite examples. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, but this little fox is jumping over. One of my favorite things to do with the text feature actually is using the ASCII art. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's ASCII, but when you look at, you're basically creating pictures with the characters, and with that you can create super cool bunnies like rockets. So definitely try that out now since we have the text feature. But I will demo some for you today, but I'm really excited to show how you can link the text feature to different visual scripting components like get time or make it reactive so it changes when something happens. So I'll demo that for you guys today. We have a next tracker that allows you to precisely track objects. So like the really nice necklace I'm wearing today, you can now apply necklaces, maybe a scarf, Next up, we have the 2D sticker in the Asset Studio that allows you to generate and import custom text to image 2D graphics. So we had an Asset Studio feature earlier. I think if you click on it, click on the image, you can see we had an option for face mask. So here you could generate face masks, but now we have an option called 2D stickers that allows you to put a sticker basically. So that's really awesome. And because this is a sticker, you can use it anywhere. You can use it as a sticker, but you can also use it as a button. So I can show you that later. We added a diamond sparkly material. And lastly, we added a bunch of new screen effects in the asset library. So when you are August, if you would scroll down just a little bit, perfect. There's so many new screen effects, and I'll show you guys how you can customize them. And there's some other updates, but what I really like is that now you can add your own node as you can save a subgraph to your project as a node. So no more importing, exporting all of the subgraphs that you use on a daily. You can just add them to your own node. So let me show you guys all of the features. Carol, can we go to my screen share? Let's see. Perfect. Okay. So these are the new templates. I know I put them up in a poll, but if you guys wanted to see what it looks like, this is what it looks like. There is the art maker slide, there's the flip card, there's the magic window, there's the sad face, there's the green screen TV. So definitely try to find these on your time. I'm going to go to create a project and show you guys the new text features, and then we can get on answering questions. I know today is office hours, so if you guys have questions, leave it in the chat so we can address them here. So if you want to add text, go under add objects, and it's under 3D because you can do things like this where you're rotating the text, which I think is super fun because you can put it on like a side of a building, you can put it next to something. So here, let me return it to its original position, change this back to 0. Then what I'm going to do is get time because I want this text to auto update. So I'm going to get set text, connect it to time in seconds. Ooh, no, maybe connect it to, wait, put the update node so we can see what's happening. Oh, I think you have to, there's a convert it to string. Data convert. Yeah, so connect this and make sure to add the data convert this one. So right now what's happening is get time is a number, right? And what I want to do is make sure to change that into a string. String just means like it's written text, like characters. So even though it is, let's say 1 second, in the number time, it's a number, which is 1.0. But when I'm writing it in strings, it's just characters. So characters don't really necessarily translate back into numbers. But if I plug this in, you can now see that we now have a timer that's going on. So before, I know August here created a fantastic microjam project that utilizes a lot of the internal functions to make timers. But now if you want to have it in the project, you can do it super easy like this. What else did I want to show? Ooh, okay. Haley Kapaz is saying neck tracking and text features are my favorite. I agree. They're so awesome. And maybe now another thing that you can do is, let's say I have a counter, and every time I tap the screen, let's actually use the new asset library feature. So I'm gonna go to asset library. Oh no, I meant Asset Studio. Let's go to Asset Studio and create a cheeseburger. I think that would be so funny. These are actually great. And amongst here, you can select a pixel art style or a 3D icon. So let's regenerate with a 3D icon. Ooh, oh my gosh, this looks really good. This looks very legit. I don't think I could have rendered 3D as well as this one, but I'm going to import this one. Click as import. But as you see, if you did face mask, it would go directly on your face. But because this is just a PNG, it looks like this. So I can add it as a face sticker. Let's see, face effects, and face sticker. So if I add it like this, you can have it track its face. Let me change the demo so that you can see better. But it will move with your face. But another thing you can do, which is what I'm going to do this time, is add object under 2D and add it as a screen image, texture. Perfect. And now we have a screen image, and I'm going to use this as a button. So I want to say every time you click on this button, increase our counter. Screen tap. Oh, no, image tap. Screen image tap. Perfect. When the image is clicked, increase by number 1 and add this as an image. So now you can see whenever, oh, and I'm going to output this number as a data convert. So now you can see that it is 0, 0. But if I click on anywhere else, it doesn't do anything. I'm clicking as hard as I can. I don't know if you guys can hear my clicks. But if I click on the hamburger, it will go up. So it's also an easy way to show how many times you clicked. So now if anybody wants to do like one of those clicking games and say like how fast can you click in 30 seconds? You can have one text component go from 30 seconds all the way down to 0. And then you can have a second component that displays how many times the screen has been clicked. So this is a little hack that you can do. You can still use the counter numbers to have like that many hamburgers fall from the sky, or have it show your face. So this is some of the fun features that you can utilize with the text feature. Okay. Kel says, I just joined in and heard cheeseburger. I think you came at a fantastic time because we all love and need cheeseburgers. Ooh, okay. Oh, Tasty Link says, I can't find open mouth detector in the Windows version. August, do you think you can help us find out where that is?
Open mouth detector. Yeah, let me open a fresh project.
Oh my gosh. My cat is walking all over my computer, as always.
Chaotic. Okay, open mouth. So it might be
Tasty
a little.
Links. Actually, we have the templates and the nodes are shared between the Windows version and the Mac version. So there would be no difference whether you have a Windows version or a Mac version.
Yeah, it should be the same. Yeah. So there's a couple different things that you'll look for. There's under head and face. You can kind of go through all of these and just get familiar with them, I think. But there's facial expression detection, facial movement detection, and head movement detection. So facial movement detection, I think, is the one where you'll check if like a mouth is open or an eye is blinked. It's any sort of movement within the face. I think that's what you're looking for. And then, yeah. I was about to explain the entire node, but I think you're just trying to find it. And I understand that sometimes the fact that facial movement detection, it looks similar to facial expression detection and head movement detection. Sometimes it's a little harder to find if you forget which one is which. So maybe that's what was happening.
We have another question from our forum. This is actually in regards to the pen holder template. They're asking, they want to collect all the pens, not just the blue pens. Can you help modify that template so that we can learn how to do that?
The pen holder template. Let's check it out.
I think it's the pen catching game by Bartel Games. I actually love Bartel Games. He is such a great creator. He's created a lot of amazing games, including the pen catching game. But another one I really think was like mega viral is the parkour game. It's like in this Minecraft blockish things, and then you have to like adjust your phone or your face in order to make sure that you're jumping to the different blocks.
You know, it's so funny. I actually made a prototype of that exact thing in an old tool. And I was it's
Really?
just on this huge list of a million effects that I'll never be able to get through. But when I saw that, I was like, haha, it was a good idea.
Mhm.
I patted myself
This
on the
is why
back.
you should publish all of your ideas regardless of how, like, bad you think they are or, because you don't want FOMO and you don't want regret, but yeah.
Yeah, I was really happy with the way he executed it. It was probably better than I would have done it, to be honest. It was really good, really solid. Um, okay, so let's take a look at this template that was supplied by a community creator. Really awesome to see that. So we can. I actually haven't looked through this yet, so let's look at it together. Here's the pen colors list. If we're deciding whether or not to pick up a pen based on the color, and here's a list of all the colors, I would think probably this might lead to some answers. So pen movement, collision pen, and then on score. So within these, it's saying score or game over. It makes me think that there's something in here that's detecting which color the pen is. So let's work backwards. Where does it score? Well, let's follow this green line back. So add points. So this is where you picked up a blue pen. So here's an if statement, game over here. So that means this is either adding a score or game over. Well, let's see what it's doing back here. Changing the opacity of a pen. Well, maybe not. Select pen. So it looks like this might just be recycling the pens and picking a new pen texture for the next one. For the next one that it spawns. Wrong pen, wrong pen. So yeah, if the pen is, it looks like 0, and this pen 1, if we take a look where else it's referenced, we might find that it's just in an index, or this might be the ID of the color of the pen. But we can test this out if we just also route our false, so that all pens are good. And then we'll just do that for each of these to see if that is the whole solution. And then let's try, let's see, how do you move the, is it just following the head? Okay, cool. Is it giving me points for all of them and then turning them blue? Ah, wow, this is fast. Yeah. So that looks like that would solve your problem. Being able to catch all colored pens. I think I understand what the end of this subgraph was doing now, where it's the wrong one and you don't want to catch the wrong pen. It's checking which color the pen you were catching is, and then changing the texture of this pen in jar to that color so that it reflects the pen you accidentally caught that was not blue. So depending on your game logic, I'm sure you're probably not just like exactly copying a game about catching pens. You probably have your own assets. So a lot of this logic can be reworked and replaced, and maybe is not necessary for your game exactly. But yeah, that's the step that I would do if you want to be able to catch all pens. Hope that was helpful.
Yeah, thank you, August. We have a question from our Discord channel by Max. Max is saying, I'm trying to display user score, but have no success of it as it's always marked with a float with point period dot dot at the end. Is there any way to make it show only 1 2 3? So I think earlier when I showed how to convert the text into like a display, do you think we can do that?
I currently have 2.8 on my machine. Um, but I was thinking about this as well, actually. And I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to make a subgraph that just kind of converts a float into a non-decimal text string.
Mm.
Because that could be useful
Yeah,
if you
I
don't
feel
want
like
the
a lot of
decimal
people would
sometimes.
want to use that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's doing kind of the default thing that it should. If you have a number that has a decimal point, which is a
Mhm.
float, then you want to display that. But yeah, a nice little subgraph could do that.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll work on this and get back to you in the next office hours. Another question from our Discord by Colored Savage. Hello, I'm a complete newbie at Effect House and I've only made a simple this or that filter. But the only problem is that it keeps repeating the same results on both sides. What can I do to avoid that? So I've recently seen a lot of people talk about index generator. Do you think we can show how to do that by using the index generator?
Sure. Let's see. So I'll set these side by side. And usually for this or that, you might be using the one person quiz template or the micro head tilt micro jam or something like that, where you're picking a texture on either side of the head. And a lot of times people will make these this or that's where it's using a counter so that whenever you tilt your head, I can just hear all these pens dropping. Let's see. Let me just turn it off by turning off the update. This should stop it. Okay. I just cut the red wire of the bomb. So yeah, usually you'll select the next texture using some sort of counter because you want to show the 0th texture, the first texture, second, third, fourth, whatever. The index generator is kind of a nice little thing that a lot of people use because you can go in a different order, but you'll still hit all of those numbers one time before you loop back around. And so the default is loop, and that would just be basically a normal looping counter. And then the random and shuffle will let you, I prefer shuffle. This is just what I always use. It'll basically shuffle the order of them. And then once it has used each number once, it'll go back and start using them again. So if you have 0 to 10, it'll use all of those numbers 0 to 10. And this will give you a random order without repeating. If you just want random numbers, I think you can just use this index generator with random. But yeah, use shuffle if you're trying to do something like this. That's the answer for what you're looking to do.
Thank you so much. We have another quick question from the Discord in regards to your one-person quiz template. Hello, I want to learn a one-person quiz template using the existing template, but I was wondering if I could add a tap to start and a countdown before the quiz starts. So it goes from tap and then countdown and the texture appears and the quiz starts.
Cool. Let's open it up and take a look. So at the very beginning, we have this begin game setup logic. And so this is basically the stuff where it resets the effect and it starts the timer and all of that stuff. If you wanted to wait for it to, let's see. Yeah, the animated texture player is the timer. So if you wanted to wait before you start playing that, you could add some sort of logic right here. And and then you might want to check what's in begin game setup logic. And maybe put something here. So the can answer allows the user to start playing the head tilt quiz. So if you wait before you enable this, then they won't be able to answer any questions until that tap screen starts. So you could turn on a texture in here that says tap the screen to start the game, and then you could let's see, once, do once. We could we could have a screen tap here that does this do once, and whenever we actually reset the effect, we could reset this gate. And so but we would want to use a sequence so that it hits both of these paths. But yeah, we would have some extra logic where we set up the reset logic, and then we allow this do once gate, and we put the can answer down here. So they basically won't be able to answer until you tap. This is the important logic. And then you could also set some textures and maybe even do some transitions also when the screen tap happens. And also I would say, since this links to the rest of the project where the timer starts, you would also want this to happen. And what this do once does is when you screen tap, the first time that you screen tap, it will execute this, and then it won't, the screen tap won't do anything after that until you reset this do once node when you reset the rest of the effect. So that's kind of a nice little use for that do once. Sometimes it's like not obvious where to use this, but that's a great place to use it. And I think that is a lot of, like, if you, as you can see now, the I could click reset. Okay, the timer is happening. Let's see. Let me just reset and just see this. Okay, so I think the timer runs on start by default with the new animation. So if you're not just starting the game right off the bat, you'll want to add a start and pause here. And then that's the other side of it. Okay, and that should be the full solution. Now, if we tap, the game will finish its starting, and now you can answer questions. So yeah, add some animations and other stuff. One thing I want to add to this that I think is more important than the actual answer, keep in mind that if you require a user to tap the screen to start a game, they might be a lot less likely to play it. A lot of users, especially if they don't speak the language that's on your effect, they might not realize they have to tap, or users that are just rapidly trying 100 effects in a day that just want to see what it does, sometimes just won't take the time to tap. So you have to keep in mind that if you have an effect that just does something right off the bat as soon as they open it, you're going to have a lot better time with people just trying it out. They might not be the users that play the game until they win, but you'll get a lot more people that will see it through. Yeah, just wanted to note that.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Sometimes even I'm going to try using effects and I know most of like the gestures or tap that triggers, but for some of the effects I run into and I have no idea how to get it to start. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I really want to use your effect, but I have no clue on how to use your effect. So if your effect requires some advanced maneuvering, maybe like a V sign or like a different trigger, it might be worth it to set a little instruction photo at the beginning that tells people how to use your effect. And you can do that by setting the visibility and or using transit by time to set the opacity of that 2D screen image. But thank you, August, for that major tip. I think this is really useful fact that some people sometimes forget. Okay, last question of the day is from our YouTube chat. Someone is asking if Effect House is available for downloads on Android phones. I've tried so many times to download. Number one, thank you so much for trying out Effect House and wanting to create an effect. Unfortunately, there is no version of the Effect House program for mobile, but within our TikTok app, on the bar that shows all of the effects, there's going to be a tab called Create. And if you click on it within the TikTok app, so you open your TikTok, go to the banners, click on create. You'll be able to create an effect of your own. It'll be as less complicated, but they have really cool templates. So that's one thing that you want to check out. And TikTok Live is asking a very important question. What did August do in August?
So many things. Way too many things. I should stop doing things right now.
Uh-huh.
My sister visited for a week and we hung out. We went to Taylor Swift. I didn't get in because tickets were like $1,700.
Insane.
So I just went home. There was a 35 plus bar that I walked past on the way home, and it said that the ID people, and I tried to go in and they wouldn't let me in because I'm not 35. I just thought that was really random and I didn't know that exists. I went to Ohio for a couple weeks,
Ooh.
did a bunch of vacation stuff out there with all of my friends and family. Yeah, so many things. I spend a lot of time in the ocean. I live pretty close to the ocean.
Yeah, that's so fantastic. Can I ask how your parents named you August? Do they really love August?
Well, I don't know what the true story is. I just know what my parents tell me. And my dad told me that his favorite show in the 70s was Augie Doggy Doggy Daddy. I don't know if you've seen it, but he basically just wanted that name because he loved that cartoon. And I supposedly also have an Italian uncle named Augustine that I've never met or seen pictures of.
Uh-huh.
I think it's a cover up because my dad doesn't want to tell some people that he likes cartoons.
I was wondering if all of your siblings are are named June, July, April is a cool name as well. So
No, but my brother's birthday is August 1st, which is kind of hilarious. He was born after me.
Ooh.
It's a sign.
Yeah, your full name should have been you should be August and then he can be August 1. Like you're creating a folder and you have a duplicate.
Oh no.
Yeah. But that was a very good question, TikTok Live. I am glad I got the backstory. It also reminded me of your username, Ago Doggo Games. So
Yeah, it is kind of a throwback to the name of that cartoon. I'll be real.
okay, everyone. As always, it was so lovely chatting with you. I hope you have a fantastic rest of August. You still have half a month to enjoy your August. And in the next chat, please come back and let us know what you did on August. So, see you guys, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
See ya.
Amazing.